All right, what's up, everybody? My name's Kels Dayton. This is the Roundball Daily Rant. Figured I'd jump on real quick, have another topic I wanted to go off on, and heard about Darryl Morey saying that the Lakers bubble championship, a lot of executives around the league feel as though it isn't a legitimate championship, and a lot of people say that it means less than other championships that have been won, and I think that is completely ridiculous. I think, listen, I don't like the Lakers. I'm not a Lakers fan. Definitely a lot of people, a lot of people like them a lot more than I do, for sure. I have never been a fan, never been a LeBron guy either, but you cannot deny that in 2020, that championship, everybody had the same chance to win. Everybody was in the bubble in ridiculous conditions. We had Lemon Pepper Lou Williams going out and getting suspended almost. So I can't even remember what happened there with that situation, but people couldn't even be contacted outside the complex. Orlando, LeBron has said before, they spent so much time in Orlando that he never wants to hear the word Orlando again, never wants to be on the Disney campus again. I don't blame them. They were stuck there for however long it was, months inside that complex, couldn't leave, couldn't have any outside contact from anybody. It was the height of COVID, of course. It was, I think, for me, it was the most memorable sporting event from COVID, the bubble, the NBA, how fun that was, the tournament back then. I was working for the NBA back then. But I think it's just ridiculous to say that the Lakers championship back then didn't mean as much as other championships do. Of course it did. Everybody wanted to win the title. You did have some crazy things going on with the Bucks in the playoffs, throwing in and deciding not to play after the George Floyd situation and wanting NBA ownership to do more with obviously what was going on at the time in terms of racial relations and things like that, and put more money into it. And that was, I think, a noble cause for sure, and something that was definitely worthwhile doing, and happy that they did that. And I also think that when you look at the situation, a lot of that kind of stuff was going on. There was a lot of things that were weird and strange about that period of time in life, certainly for a lot of people, including myself. But when you look at it, I think everyone was on the same page. Everybody was competing on the same level. The Clippers, I think, have said also that they felt like a couple guys on the Clippers back then, I think Lou Williams was on the Clippers at that point, but that they didn't necessarily want to stay, that they wanted to be out. But that doesn't matter. You're competing for a championship. It's the same gold ball at the end of the day, the gold trophy, the Larry O.B., as Kawhi Leonard would say. And I think that everyone was competing for the same thing, and it all meant the same to everybody else. So to say that that people around the league don't believe it's legitimate or don't believe it counts as much, I think that's ridiculous. LeBron has said it's the toughest championship that he won. Obviously, he didn't have to go on the road, didn't have to face road fans, didn't have to do that type of stuff. But I still think that trophy, in such weird situation with no fans in the arena, you had the virtual fans on the backboard behind it. What a time to be alive! It really was. It was amazing. But I really think that it still counts. There is no asterisk, of course, on that championship. They had to go through the same people. They beat the Nuggets in the conference finals that year. And people didn't believe that the Nuggets were that good of a team, thought that they just made a crazy run. The Heat, the same thing. Both teams proved in subsequent years to be high-quality teams in terms of, obviously, the Nuggets won the championship. Jokic became the three-time MVP that he is, or two-time MVP. And I think that when you look at that, they clearly showed that they're a legitimate team contender. And that was the year that they kind of broke out and made the conference finals, upset the Clippers. I think they came back from 3-1 down in that series with Doc Rivers with the Clippers, but to upset them in the conference semis and then face the Lakers in the conference finals. Anthony Davis went off, had some huge games there. So there's no asterisk for me. I don't believe there should be an asterisk at all with who the Lakers faced. And, of course, on the other side of the bracket, it was Miami and Jimmy Butler and the Heat, and they upset the Celtics. But we saw the Heat make the run to that finals, and then obviously Jimmy Butler with the famous meme crunched over, trying to defend LeBron and those guys in the finals. And then, of course, they made it back to the finals the following year, or actually in 2022, I should say. The next year was the Bucks and Suns, but in 2022, Heat made it back. Or 2023, I should say. Actually, Heat made it back in 2023, but and they faced the Nuggets, and so they proved clearly that that was not a fluke. Thanks for watching this Roundball Daily Rant, everybody. Quick 5-minute hitter. That's just my opinion on it. Wanted to put it up. We'll see you next time.